Why should you switch to ISP-HA? A better question may be, is your HA product keeping up with ISP-HA? When ISAMBLUE decided to take HA to the next level, we took the bull by the horn, so to speak. We talked to customers that were using HA products and not using HA products to find out what they thought of HA. We believed it was the only way we could do to get a new breed of HA products. The first thing they complained about was how complicated the older HA solutions were. So we immediately thought, well, let's keep it simple. And we started at the beginning, which is setup. You know how complicated communications can be. Well, not with ISP-HA. You answer 2 questions and we take care of the rest. You have to define the partition and replication as well, and that's all done in 1 step each. Now, when we talk about replication definition, we're not just talking about the select net. We're talking about being able to do redirects. We're talking about being able to do define the journaling and the remote journaling and the journal management and the IASP and so many more things. But it's all done in one simple to understand and to do process. Then we went into processing and said, okay, what do we have there? So we looked at monitoring and we made it 1 step. We looked at the startup, made it 1 step. The shutdown and made it 1 step. And the switch. Boy, did we do a number on the switch. You got to see the switch. It allows you to have as many different types of switches you want because we use scenarios. And each scenario allows you to define what actions you want to occur for that particular scenario or that particular switch. You have to see this. So we kept it simple. Next, the customer talked about how hard it was to understand and use the existing products. Well, we knew what the problem was. You see, we worked with, I developed what became iTerra HA, and we worked with UED and Mimix and a lot of the other ones as well. And they did not have a standard interface. So we standardized the screens. They all have the same look and feel. They all use the same command keys. And we only show what's needed. Now by doing this, we push the complexity underneath the covers because a lot of options are never used, are never needed, are rarely needed. So we push them underneath the covers where you have access, but you don't have to look at them. We only show the most used options, and we added more autonomics. We added more library creation, journal creation, remote journal creating. If it's out of sync, if an object is out of sync, we will continue to try the recovery even if that object is lost or another type of problem. And we use auto retry and the syncing process as well as the apply process. I'll talk more about those later. Customers believe that HA products are too expensive, so we became the low-cost leader. How? Well, we went to subscription-based pricing, which lowers the initial investment. You don't have to buy the licenses. The license fees are spread out. But we kept the overall fees so they were lower than most maintenance fees. But that's not where the real cost savings come in. Operating costs are much more than the cost to acquire the software. So we made it there's less monitoring. How? Fewer resynced objects, better autonomics, retries, etc. We added better autonomics and We offer other services as well, like hosting and monitoring. We let you use your people to do things that are more customer-centric or company-centric than watching the HA software. Customers wanted to have a rock-solid, outstanding thinking process, and I believe that we have the best in-class thinking process. The reason for it is we actually looked for what the source of the problems were and removed the source of the most of the issues. For instance, QoDjourn is used universally to determine if you have changed objects, not with ISBHA. You see, the problem with QoDjourn is you have some customers that have billions of records going into that journal, and so it takes a long time to run, and you can get latency because of it. If you don't use it, you don't have the problem. We don't use FTP. FTP is becoming more and more of a bad word. We don't use it. It makes everybody happy. We reduce the number of out-of-sync objects because we have a better apply process. We continue to try objects that are out of sync until we get them replicated, so you won't have to. And we give you options that aren't available, such as sync and apply, sync and hold. Now, the counterpart to the sync process is the apply process, and we have an outstanding apply process. We made the apply process so that it's fast, it has fewer out-of-sync objects, it's more robust, because we have made it so that it retries. If it can't apply an entry, it will retry it a couple of times in case something is going on that could have blocked that file up. For instance, rebuilding an access path. And again, we give you options. We give you replicate and hold, replicate and use journaling, or you can replicate the whole object. It's all up to you. And customers wanted the product that was being improved. Well, you have to understand, ISAMBLUE is a small company. I think we all know that. And because of that fact, we are independently owned, so we're not owing to anybody. We have dedicated our lives to IBMI. We love the platform, and we have to do more as a company. Why? Because we are smaller. We can't rely on past history. We can't rely on saying we're the biggest. We can't rely on other things that others rely on. We have to have the best product, the best support, the best services. And believe it or not, we still will customize for unique situations. Most of all, customers wanted to be able to be ready to switch. They don't want to have objects out of sync. If you have one object out of sync, that can stop you from switching. So we made ISBHA to have the best autonomics, the best apply, the best thinking, so that we don't have that problem. We also put into it so that if you have communication issues, we can compress the data going across. We can do a lot of things to help, and it's all built in. We listen. Why ISBHA? Because in the base, we kept it simple. We use standard screens. We are a low-cost leader. We're best in class in the thinking. We have an outstanding apply process. And we keep you ready to switch. Now, we offer great pricing to new customers, but we also have competitive replacement programs for customers using older IBM IHA products. Isn't it time to see what ISBHA has done? schedule a demo today. You can send an email directly to me. You can call the office, or you can email the general information number, or check out our website at isamblue.com. Thank you.